Alright, this video is gonna discuss the deep character intricacies of Fire Emblem. Before we begin with the nuanced analysis and all that, I would like you guys to think back to your first Fire Emblem playthrough. You know, the viewers, you guys. Your virgin voyage to the sea of death that is this series. What characters stuck out to you in your little uninitiated casual brain that you were surprised to hear not good takes of once you got more familiar with what's good and what's not in Fire Emblem? So just take that little character, just hold on to them, keep them in the back of your mind, like Silverlance you'll probably need sometime. Thanks for the little piece of audience participation. I'll give you some bonus points or whatever later. On with the video. About 2 years ago, Professor Bopper introduced the FE community to something they'd been feeling forever. Just couldn't find the name for it. Unit Feel. His video described his personal frustrations with the general feeling of using the Christmas calves. And while I certainly don't agree with his opinions on my beloved horse boys, I can definitely empathize with the feelings of just liking and not liking units based how vibes, I guess. Maybe how they feel to use in game. But this video is going to be about a little more niche feeling. Maybe I'm just the only one having this. That's also possible. Whatever. This is going to be the unit feel of the scrubs. The bench filler, cannon fodder, no good low mid tier meat for the grinder. And how they affect the unit feel of the entire cast of this great franchise called Fire Emblem. I'd like to call this phenomenon the Roshea effect. Woo! Everyone remembers their first experience with their favorite character. For me, I didn't have the scrub sickness until I played Shadow Dragon for the second time. Well, my first ever playthrough was an Iron Man run, as I had seen someone do it on YouTube and wanted to try it out. I played on the easiest difficulty, and even still my dumbass got every warm body I was given 6 feet under faster than you could say forge the damn wing spear. But I still managed to get to Medius, even though I wasn't able to beat him. With the whole cast buried by the end, I reflected on those killed by the consequences of my decision, and one little guy in particular stood out to me. I literally didn't use him at all, and he died in Chapter 23 at base level in order to try to save a fleeing Wendell who died anyway. He was completely inconsequential, but I just kept thinking of him. He had no lines, no character, no speed, and absolutely zero bitches, except for me now, I guess. But he was cool. I don't know, he just had claymation, purple hair, and big eyes like a kitten about to be fed his speed wings. He joined among 5 other characters that chapter, 4 of which actually did things, even in that run, which I didn't use a whole lot of units that run. Well, I mean, I did, but not for very long. I just couldn't get his scrunkly portrait out of my ADHD-infested brain. Then I made clip art of him as a freshman year computer graphics project, and the rest is history, I guess? To this day, I have no idea why Roshea stuck out to me. By all accounts, he is a literal nobody, but now he is an irreplaceable part of the Fire Emblem series to me, and literally like half my branding. Actually, probably more. I've soloed FE3 Book 1 with him. I've plus 10'd him in Heroes, trained him in quite a few classes. He's a scrub, but he's my favorite scrub. Now on that note, take out your homework assignments, recall your first foray into fire fuckery, or maybe even some other subsequent playthrough. What characters did you latch onto? Post them in the comments, I guess? Hooray. Every character has fans, no matter how niche. It's why Sully gets CYL votes and why you can see plus 10 Dwyers in Fae. Even popular FE tubers have them. Like, I'm sure Mecha, Ronin, that might ring a bell, maybe 5 Points Mathis. And Professor Bopper likes Dorothy, I guess. Everyone has one terrible little scrimblow that tickles their brain to use. Okay, with my love for Roshea professed once more, let's talk about why. Why do these little characters feel so bland, and yet make certain players like them so much? Well, for some, little gimmick that they have is the key. Ronin has an abnormally high move growth and remove chance. Cord has a hilariously stupid Dark Mage build and a neat little headband, I guess, I don't know. Edward is one of your first units available in the game and has ample opportunity for favoritism to turn him into a killing machine of some sort. Maybe it's just something simple, like Etzel has a monocle, or Garrick, he looks kind of neat, head wrap thing, cool scar. Maybe some dumb meme you saw about Jesse, it really doesn't matter. These little quirks are the claims to fame for many middle-of-the-road mooks. Maybe the unit isn't even playable. Perhaps the character is a minor antagonist. Mustafa stole the hearts and tears of many in his because his writing was so damn good for his one chapter of screen time. Carlisle and Orson have such unique motives. Maybe you just think Narshan is goofy, or versa. Point is, Fire Emblem is a huge series full of a variety of colorful characters, and also not so colorful ones, if that's what you're into. This notoriously leads to a massive overlap in characters, but when you look close enough, every character has their little niche. Every one of them will tickle someone's fancy, no matter how weird a choice it may be. They're one note and dime a dozen, but they're somebody's treasure. However, with that established, the fact remains that these characters in actual gameplay are usually hot ass. We've talked about how gimmicks are fun, but let's be honest, not very many people are impressed by their blorbos based on their performance and gameplay. I mean, look at Roshea. This motherfucker got no speed, no bases, and absolutely zero bitches. Yep, we're doing that joke again. This leads to a little conundrum. If this dude is just bad and worse than the other options, why is he even playable? If his unit feel is that of a dude who needs constant Speedwings life support to not die to 2 enemies, or some weird sniper build, why does he exist? Furthermore, what makes a scrub a scrub? Well, to answer the first one, Fire Emblem has permadeath. Sometimes you just need more meat for the grinder, I guess, but Fire Emblem 1 is different from FE2. The cast size is a topic for another video, but needless to say, there's a lot more chaff in some games than other. The chaff? That's the scrubs. The redundant dudes, and funneling resources into the scrubs, like Roshea, gives us an underdog story, kind of? Roshea is capable of being a combat powerhouse, just like his superior Cavalier brothers. You train Fiona because you know Fiona is dog shit, and you want that. You want to see the success of the little guy who's just trying their best. You are in their corner when the rest of the community could not care less. It's wonderful. It's like watching a fighting game, and you see a low-tier character specialist playing. It's like that, but the only one controlling whether Tormod or Soren gets the spotlight is you, the player. And that is why scrubs have such specific unit feel. Growths are fun, like Bopper says in his videos. Efficient, optimal play leaves no room for Est or Ewan. Seeing them betray the expectations of those elitists really sticks it to the man, you know? Like, this is my favorite child soldier, and you better not be mean to them again. Then again, that's only for the truly devoted. What about the scrubs' unit feel for the average player? Well, they suck. OGA dies in just a couple of hits in his joining chapter and can't do jack for damage. If you don't vibe with OGA, just take his armor slayer and make him a meat shield or some shit. But OGA's existence, no matter how invisible, affects your perception of other units as well. Let's look at another FE6 example. When you look at the starting squad in FE6, there are pros and cons. Marcus is a pro, but Wold is a con. Why is Marcus a pro? Well, he's better than your average unit there. Wolt's because he's worse than average. Basically, Marcus looks so good because he shines over your other units. Like, I imagine you'd say Alan is average, maybe a little above. Marcus is better than him in almost every way, but he is better than Wolt, Bors, Roy. It's in human nature to compare. Soren and Ileana aren't that different, but Soren is just that much better that many see Soren as the de facto best mage, all POR, whatever. Ileana isn't terrible by any measure, but she mainly just makes Soren look that much better just by existing. In graphic design and photography and other classes like that, everyone tells you how important it is to use negative space. The scrubs are the negative space. They are the guy in your physics class that fails their test and makes your grading curve bigger. The white noise, extras, whatever you want. They are what rounds out the cast of every single Fire Emblem title, and god damn it, they are so good at it. At being almost entirely forgettable. Almost entirely forgettable. Take your little comfort character, post them on Twitter, vote for them in CYL, train them in your run, give them their little ounce of support because god damn it, they deserve it. And they deserve something, and really, Stahl's strongest soldier is just as invested in this dumb fucking game as the average Lin enjoyer. Anyway, just post your scrubs in the comments. I'm probably gonna make another video on scrubs, because, you know, I like them. And I know other people do too. So, yeah.